the price is steep. Ready? Let's dive in. Just the tilt of the ship is enough to feel the ocean's brutal force. This is the reality fishermen must face every day. A different perspective on sea travel, where the ship looks tiny against the fury of the ocean. It's not just about skill. This is a true test of the crew's nerves of steel. A historic moment, the Hakuge submarine touches water for the first time, marking a new chapter for Japan's Navy. you guess where these special passengers are headed? A heart-pounding race against nature, this boat speeds away from a storm near Pensacola. Don't assume big ships mean total safety. Out at sea, nature always calls the shots. A silent yet risky task. This is how marine pilots board ships in rough seas. Have you ever imagined being a lighthouse keeper, living alone in the middle of the sea with only crashing waves and fierce winds around you? No crowds, no noise, just the sky, the ocean, and your duty. It's a life of solitude, strength, and quiet purpose. Before lighthouses were automated, keepers played a crucial role in maritime safety. They were the silent guardians of the coast, making sure the light never went out even in the worst storms. Their beacons warned ships of deadly reefs, steep cliffs, and shallow waters. Though rarely seen, they quietly saved countless lives. The job often took place in remote locations, offshore rock islands, windy headlands, or lone towers in the open sea. Supplies came only every few weeks. Communication with the mainland was limited, mostly by radio or handwritten letters. So, would you dare to become a lighthouse keeper? For some, it's the dream life, peaceful quiet with time to read, reflect, and connect with nature. Every sunrise and storm becomes a moment to remember, a reminder of how small we are next to Earth's raw beauty. But for others, that solitude can be overwhelming. No internet, no supermarkets, no friends to chat with, just you and the sound of the waves. Today, most lighthouses are automated, but the stories of their keepers live on. They remind us that there were once people willing to stand in the storm to protect lives far beyond the horizon. If given the chance, would you light the beacon and guard the sea? A breathtaking sight, thousands of cars lined up for export at a South Korean port. The ocean birthplace of life and the ultimate test of human courage, among towering waves, howling winds, and raging storms, we witness not just nature's raw power, but also the unshakable spirit of those who make their living at sea. Whether it's a cargo... Are you ready? Let's dive in. This is absolutely terrifying. Being a sailor takes more than skill, it demands true courage. A major collision at the port, a container ship ploughed straight into the dock, bringing down 2 cranes. I'm shocked they even let people outside at a time like this.
Oh, that was great.
Just hearing it is enough to feel how painful that fall must have been. In this shot, you can feel every intense jolt. This is the North Sea, where waves can tower higher than rooftops, and there's no room for mistakes. Oh my god! A lightning bolt just struck right next to the ship. What a horrifying sight! Look at how much these people have lost. All the sacks fell into the water. But wait, could they have done it on purpose? In fact, these are local fishermen carrying out an important mission fighting coastal erosion. The sacks they're using aren't ordinary, they're geotubes, specially designed to hold soil and debris while allowing clean water to escape. Once placed in the right spot, they act as a natural barrier, protecting the shoreline from being washed away. A simple yet highly effective solution, and you've just seen exactly how it's done. The ferry hasn't docked yet, but the car has decided to leave on its own in the worst possible way. Have you ever heard of an ocean whirlpool? It's a powerful spinning current that can pull anything into its centre. They're not just in the movies. These whirlpools really exist out at sea, and sometimes they can be extremely dangerous. A whirlpool forms when ocean currents collide or hit obstacles like reefs or deep trenches. The water can't keep flowing. so it starts spinning. The more it spins, the stronger the pool becomes. Some whirlpools rotate clockwise, others counterclockwise, depending on whether they're in the northern or southern hemisphere. Some whirlpools are small and harmless, but others can span hundreds of meters or even a full kilometer in diameter. If a small boat crosses their path, it can easily be pulled in and put in danger. Many fishermen have faced this situation and were only able to escape through sheer luck. However, whirlpools aren't always bad. They help mix ocean water, bringing nutrients from the seabed to the surface, creating a better habitat for fish and marine life. In short, whirlpools are a fascinating natural phenomenon. But if you're on a boat and notice the water suddenly swirling strongly, don't take it lightly. You might be near a dangerous whirlpool. Stay away and stay alert, because the ocean is full of unpredictable surprises. Look at that, a dolphin riding the waves like a pro surfer.
Oh my god, that was the best move.
The ocean is vast and beautiful, but also incredibly dangerous. You've just seen massive waves pounding ships, sudden storms, and collisions causing severe damage. Sometimes, just a single moment of carelessness can have serious consequences. Working at sea is no easy task. Fishermen, sailors, they face the wind and waves every single day. They need not only skill, but also the courage to overcome challenges most people can't even imagine. Life or death moments can happen in the blink of an eye, and yet the ocean also holds incredible wonders. Dolphins swimming alongside ships, people quietly working to protect the shoreline, or the way whirlpools strengthen currents and bring life from the depths all show that the sea is both fearsome and awe-inspiring. So whenever you go out to sea, whether for work or leisure, always be cautious. Never underestimate the power of nature. Watch, listen, and prepare, because even the smallest mistake can lead to something no one ever wants to face. Video engaging. Don't forget to hit like, leave a comment, and follow the Always Intense channel. We still have a lot of thrilling and surprising content waiting for you to discover. See you in the next videos. The sea can be calm, but it can also turn violent without warning, sweeping away everything in its path. In today's video, Always Intense invites you to witness the most dramatic moments ever captured on the open ocean. Let's dive right in. When the sea turns furious, massive waves crash down, turning large ferries and cruise ships into helpless toys. Every crash, every jolt is a brutal reminder out here. Humans are tiny and nature is king.
Oh, that was great.
A sudden storm erupts. The boat lurches violently, and tourists scream in panic. probably the most unforgettable trip of their lives, but not in the way they'd hoped. Unbelievable, a waterspout appears out of nowhere, sucking a tiny boat into its deadly vortex. An extremely dangerous phenomenon. Take extreme caution when heading out to sea. An uninvited guest, this shark is both aggressive and bold. It charges in and tries to steal a freshly hooked tuna right from the fisherman's hands. Follow, always intense, for more heart-pounding moments like this. What a wild and dangerous situation. I'm not sure if that guy still enjoys fishing after this. Oh no, a massive barge convoy veers off course at Port O'Connor and crashes through the harbour. What a terrifying sight!
You're not supposed to park.
This wasn't an accident, it was intentional. The CFL Innovator heads for shore on its final voyage. The place it will rest forever.
Stop, bro, stop! You look good. Sabihin ka ni Hilid.
This boat is struggling to survive in rising waves, seemingly moments from being swallowed by the wrath of the storm. After such a violent crash, what's left behind wreckage, damage, and an expensive lesson learned.
Ne yapıyor ya? Ne yapacağız? Çarpıyor. Çarptı. Yapacak bir şey. Pa varadero. Ay Dios.
Even experienced sailors and the modern ferry Red Falcon struggle to dock in these heavy winds and waves. One small mistake could turn routine docking into a full-blown disaster. This small boat suddenly charges into a forming waterspout, an intense moment teetering between terror and thrill. Thankfully, they made it out safely. Beyond storms, waterspouts pose another terrifying threat to boats, and this scene at South Fork Marina on Lake Laville, Ohio, proves just how dangerous they can be. Absolutely chilling. Oh no, what should have been a peaceful cruise almost turned into a nightmare. Thankfully, everyone was safe. Battling the storm alone. This massive ship is struggling to withstand the brutal force of gale winds. Total chaos at sea. Furious winds and crashing waves toss small boats around like leaves in a storm.
Line snapping, sails pulling out. This guy's got a good mooring. Yep.
In the next scene, a massive ship drifts uncontrollably, like a sea monster, then slams into shore without warning. A heart-stopping moment. Oh my god, this bull shark just leapt straight into the boat. The two men are left speechless, their fishing rod gone, and a 130-kilogram visitor flopped right in the middle of the deck. Look at that docked boat swaying violently under howling winds and crashing waves. This storm shows no mercy. Even firmly anchored, these boats continue to rock violently in the raging sea. Can you imagine what would happen if the anchor line snapped? Happened in southern Taiwan. The ship was attempting to dock but got too close to the structure and made the wrong turn at the worst time. Guess what's about to happen? Two massive vessels get too close and collide with a high-pitched screech of metal. A heated exchange between the two crews seems inevitable. Launch procedures can go terribly wrong. Here's a striking example of just how disastrous a failed launch can be. On April 25th, 2025, a dramatic rescue unfolded off the coast of Yemen after a livestock carrier suddenly capsized with hundreds of sheep on board. It's a scene almost too wild to believe. This incident proves one thing: even seasoned sailors can struggle in the chaotic mess of Bangladesh's port. Oh no, that tiny boat is battling a furious sea wave. Slam it relentlessly. Can it really hold out? Canada's Welland Canal is wide enough for safe navigation, but this time, luck wasn't on either captain's side. Sometimes, even a small mistake can lead to major consequences. Never underestimate low speed. Even a slow motion collision can cause serious damage. This captain's story proves it. I'm honestly wondering, is this a rough sea? Or the opening scene of the apocalypse? It looks absolutely terrifying. The Drake Passage. A stretch of sea so treacherous that even seasoned sailors tread with caution. It holds the title of being the widest and stormiest passage in the world. It's hard to imagine what those aboard that tiny boat felt as a 325-metre sea giant loomed toward them. Thankfully, no one was seriously injured in the near collision. In a sudden incident, a pedestrian bridge in southwest Ecuador couldn't withstand the impact from a small vessel. It's terrifying to see part of the structure collapse like that. One of the most common causes of major maritime accidents is storms. How this Spanish vessel, the Luna, was even allowed to sail off the French coast that day with winds reaching 100 km/h is a mystery. In this case, a container ship was nearing the dock when strong winds caused its mooring lines to loosen. The vessel drifted and slammed into a port crane. What a sight! Who knows when that truck decided to take the plunge? But it somehow held together until it reached port and, thankfully, avoided major damage. Another case of complete loss of control. Poor visibility and crew negligence led to a container ship crashing into a cruise vessel that hadn't even left the dock in Hamburg. Looks like someone seriously miscalculated the weight. Ever wonder how a massive block of metal like a cargo ship can glide so smoothly over raging seas? It's the North Sea again and once more. It's showing its infamous wrath. Watch what it does this time. Massive waves can sink anything in their path in this terrifying footage. The boat rocks violently, water flooding in as the crew fights desperately to stay afloat. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Always Intense, where you'll see the most intense moments from the ocean. Capsized boats, violent collisions, reckless maneuvers. All truly captured on camera. Are you ready? Let's dive in. What's happening here? Oh my god! A sudden collision startled everyone in the cabin.
Ne yapıyor ya? Ne çarpıyor? Çarptı. Yapacak bir şey.
Another collision occurred in Indonesia waters.
Keadaan dia baji ngeblong. Hancur.
Mau mulai mau aku nyuwing lu. Wis.
What a dramatic docking! The high-speed passenger ferry lost control as it approached the pier and collided repeatedly with several anchored boats. A large ship swayed after a collision. The numerous scratches on the wall reveal this isn't the first time an incident like this has happened here. The man completely lost control of the small boat under the fierce power of the waves. In this incident at the port of Gemlik, Turkey, the cargo vessel Friends RS-1 collided with the docked Jessica B, causing a massive breach in the hull. Following the accident, RS-1 was detained for safety violations. A sailboat suddenly crashed into a bridge, sending the crowd into a panic. What worries me the most is that sharp rock underneath, or whatever sharp object might injure him during that flip. It's as if the ocean itself was unleashing its fury.
Everyone okay? Anyone missing? Holy, that's gonna go all the way down the lane. Oh my God.
Now, that's a full-blown disaster.
No, it's gonna snap, it's gonna snap. Ow!
A head-on crash right in Lucena port, caused by a navigation error from the fishing boat's skipper. Thankfully, no one was hurt. Nature doesn't warn you just one tremor, and even the fastest sea creatures go into panic mode. This isn't just a whirlwind. This is the raw, unforgiving force of nature that can change a ship's fate in seconds. Massive blocks of ice splitting and collapsing. This is the chilling whisper of climate change made visible. Ever wonder why the ocean floor is littered with lost shipping containers? Each year, 1,000 to 1,500 containers fall off cargo ships and sink to the ocean floor. That might sound small compared to the millions moving across seas, but the damage left behind is anything but minor. And surprisingly, most of those containers are never recovered. Why? The reasons are more complicated than you think. First off, locating a fallen container is incredibly difficult. After slipping overboard, a container can float for a while, carried by winds and currents, before eventually sinking. By the time it settles on the seabed, it may be dozens or even hundreds of kilometers away from where it was lost. Add to that the vast, unmapped complexities of the deep ocean, and pinpointing their final location becomes almost impossible. Then there's the cost. Salvaging a container from hundreds of meters underwater requires specialized vessels, deep sea robots, and highly trained crews. the expense is so steep that it's often not worth it, especially if the cargo inside is damaged or of little value. Most shipping companies simply declare it a loss and file an insurance claim instead. We've just witnessed the ocean at its harshest, from towering waves swallowing ship decks to collisions sparked by a single mistake. No one can truly control nature. Out at sea, a gust of wind, a moment of distraction, or a minor technical glitch can turn a vessel into a victim in the blink of an eye. But perhaps even more alarming are the things we don't see: thousands of lost containers sinking into the deep each year, never to be retrieved. They rot silently, leaking chemicals or becoming hidden traps for ships and marine life. As the ocean floor quietly transforms into a dumping ground, the consequences extend far beyond the environment. It reflects our haste, negligence, and lack of accountability in a globalized world. This story isn't just about crashes or storms. It's a reminder that no matter how advanced our technology becomes, we are still small in the face of nature. We can document, analyze, and learn. But above all, we must respect the ocean. It's not just a trade route. It's a vital ecosystem that sustains the planet. If you found this video engaging, don't forget to hit like, leave a comment, and follow the Always Intense channel. We still have a lot of thrilling and surprising content waiting for you to discover. See you in the next videos.